Some of you might remember back in 2022, I traveled to Malaysia to guest at an anime convention, where I spent a wonderful birthday weekend and had the most amazing time. And it just so happened that one of the guests who was also in attendance was a mangaka named Kamome Shirahama, which is how I first learned about a little manga called The Witch Hat Atelier. After seeing Shirahama-sensei's live drawing panel and being absolutely dazzled by both her drawing skills and genuine friendliness, as soon as I flew back home, I picked up the first few volumes of the Witch Hat Atelier manga and immediately fell in love with the world, the magic system, and the characters. Especially Orugi. What a man! And as I'm sure most of you who clicked on this video are aware, it finally got its very own anime adaptation this year after like 3.5 years of production, and it looks stunning! And I thought, what better way to celebrate the season finale than to do what I do best? Plan a themed watch party with some friends. So that's exactly what I did. This video will have mild spoilers for specifically episode 1, so if you haven't read or watched Witch Hat Atelier and your tastes are anything like mine, I highly recommend picking it up. It's a really beautiful, fantastical story about a young girl named Coco who learns about the secrets of what it means to be a witch. If you choose to read it, the line work and paneling is beautiful, and if you choose to watch it, the soundtrack is fantastic and the animation is basically movie quality with each episode. So, the first thing on the party planning agenda was figuring out what food to serve. And oh, would you look at that? It just so happens that there's a spin-off cooking manga called Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen, which features recipes that the characters cook up in their daily lives and totally was not the inspiration for why I got this video idea in the first place. Now the question was, which recipes would be best for my watch party? So after careful perusing of the chapters and bookmarking a few favorites, these were my picks. For our party drink, I decided to go for the Willow Grape Cocktail with Prism Lemon and Mountain Apple from Volume 1, Chapter 10, which, to my understanding, was literally just wine with sliced apples, lemons, and a cinnamon stick. Easy enough. It's a boozy drink in the manga, but I opted for a non-alcoholic grape juice version because not everyone drinks, and also I wasn't sure anyone wanted to get wine tipsy at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday anyway. For the appetizer, I decided to go with the Flying Shrimp and Veggie Witch Hat Dumplings from Volume 1, Chapter 9. For this recipe, Giri very kindly offered to help me out because she's super experienced with making dumplings, and she suggested making it a party activity where all the guests could try to shape their own hat-shaped dumplings, which I thought was a fantastic idea. For the main dish, I decided to go with the Witch Hat Pasta and Caprese with bunches of basil wilt from Volume 3, Chapter 29. The little mozzarella and tomato basil side looked cute and simple enough to put together, but the real challenge was figuring out how to make the witch hat-shaped pasta, especially considering the fact I've never made pasta from scratch before in my life. For this, I turned to a video that was made by the creator Doreimani, who actually already has a video where she recreates recipes from Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen, and she made this exact pasta shape for a different recipe, so I followed along with her pasta making process for my pesto pasta. She actually has a lot of videos making anime-inspired food, and her stuff is such a vibe, so please check her out, especially if you want to see more Witch Hat Kitchen content. For dessert, instead of picking another recipe from the Witch Hat Kitchen manga, I thought it'd be fun to try and incorporate the world spellcasting system into the party. So I came up with the idea of having party guests draw glyphs on sugar cookies using those chocolate pens that you heat up in warm water. And lastly, it wouldn't be a proper party without a cake, so I decided to commission a cake shop that specialized in custom character cakes and asked if they could make something that looked like this. This was my first time ever ordering a custom cake, so I was really excited for how it would turn out. Well, now that that's all figured out, I guess all there's left to do is wait. I should go get my nails done. So I went ahead and got Witch Hat Atelier themed nails. I'd previously gotten my nails Cardcaptor Sakura themed, and I loved them so much I asked the same nail artist in Tokyo if she could paint the Witch Hat Atelier characters on my nails, and she did a phenomenal job. Pretty. The day before the watch party, I headed over to Sam's place to keep her company while she finished baking the sugar cookies and blending the pesto sauce.
Clove of garlic?
That's one clove?
Yeah.
No way. That's gotta be a whole, like, bushel of garlic, right?
Oh, shit. So I put in 6 cloves instead of 1.
I'm a creative chef. Creative
Thank you.
I don't believe there's such a thing as too much garlic.
I agree.
So, it turns out there is such a thing as too much garlic. And after an emergency run to the grocery store for more sweet basil and lemon juice and a few more taste tests, the pesto was thankfully saved. And then it was time to pick up the cake.
Oh
My God. Oh
my God.
This was the cutest cake I'd ever seen. I couldn't believe how adorably they brought the little brush buddy to life. It was the perfect display piece for the party. And for an extra little display piece, I asked Sam to bake one cookie larger than the rest so that I could draw a simplified version of the forbidden petrification spell from episode 1 in chocolate sauce. And for the finishing touch, I took these ramune-flavored crystal candies and used royal icing sugar to stick them together piece by piece to make it look like the crystals from the petrification spell. I was really happy with how this turned out, and especially grateful that I could actually find crystal candies that matched the color in the anime. And for the final display piece, I had a witch hat-shaped dish that I handmade recently during my very first pottery attempt, which I used to hold these little glass bottle crystal candy souvenirs that I got for everyone, all bought from the same shop where I got the aquamarine ramune crystal candies. The morning of the watch party, I attempted to make the homemade witch hat-shaped pasta, and I say attempted because I don't think any step of the process went smoothly.
Do you want me to try?
Can you please? Okay.
Ah!
It's fine. We got through it. We kneaded the dough, let the dough rest, kneaded the dough some more, let it rest some more. I cut them into little triangles the best that I could. Overall, it was a pretty fun experience. I tried dusting the triangles with flour afterwards to keep them from sticking together, but the dough was still too sticky, so a big glob of them ended up sticking together to the point that they could no longer be saved. But it's fine. We managed to make at least one batch, and even if they were kinda ugly, they were made by me, and I loved them. Luckily, the mozzarella and tomato basilvolt side dish was a lot easier to put together and turned out looking pretty much exactly like the ones in the manga. Giri came over early to help set up the dumplings, and she also ended up baking a bunch of sourdough bread bowls, hollowing them out and cooking some cream of mushroom soup with extra vegetables to make bread bowl stew inspired by the one from Volume 1, Chapter 6. She just wanted to do it, and you know what? I'm very grateful for that creative itch, because these were so good. Some of the girls tried their hand at making the witch hat-shaped dumplings, and this was much harder than I anticipated, but they turned out super juicy and tasty, which is the most important part. They look like manatees.
They're also like, if we were a restaurant, we would go out of business yesterday. That's how much like ingredients we're jamming into these.
I think this is the most accurate one to the book so far. It was now time to decorate the cookies. I had each and every person draw on their own cookies with the chocolate pens, and in preparation for this activity, I made printouts of some of the glyphs for people to refer to when picking their spells. I thought these turned out so cute, and mostly everyone finished theirs within like 20 seconds, but the award for most try-hard witch apprentice goes to Daru, who spent an entire hour crouched on the floor trying to painstakingly draw the most accurate chocolate lines she possibly could on 6 different cookies. She was drawing on them like Keyfree himself was going to be grading them. And finally, the part I was dreading the most, cutting into our adorable brush buddy cake. Don't worry though, we made sure to take plenty of pictures to preserve his image before slicing him apart. And luckily, he tasted just as good as he looked. I'll start from here. Who wants this first slice?
You. I'll take it.
I'll take the worst piece, whatever it is.
Oh! Who would like the next piece?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Oh damn, I got the good piece.
That looks really freaking good.
You got the
He is delicious.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, how's the cake?
He is delicious.
He's delicious.
Oh, his face.
And that's everything we ate during our Witch Hat Atelier Season 1 finale watch party. This was a lot of fun to put together, and I wasn't used to hosting this many people at a time, so I just hope everyone who came had a good time. Huge props to Giri and Sam for all their help in making the menu recreation a reality. They were a huge help in making this whole thing possible, especially since I just kept picking up the same ball of pasta dough for 4 hours straight.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
I hope you enjoyed watching, and hey, maybe this will give you ideas for putting together your own watch party menu for whenever season 2 comes out. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long.